Another type of discrimination that's not always so easy to spot is national origin discrimination. This may include discrimination based on an individual's country of birth, ancestry, or accent. It can also occur as a result of a person's inability to speak English. That's why it's important to understand the requirement that a program or entities have to serve people with limited English proficiency, or LEP. Millions of people in this country do not speak English. So what happens when they need services? If, for example, they go to the emergency room and nobody can speak their language or help them. In some instances, the communications breakdown is caused by an agency's failure to understand that it needs to serve a non-English speaking population. In other instances, it results from prejudice that may be at the root of discrimination against people from other countries. Just imagine what it would be like going to a police station or calling an emergency service and not having anyone on hand who could understand your needs. Let's look at the case of Mrs. Xuan Lui. She is a member of a substantial Chinese community being served by her local police department. She's coming to police today after she discovered her house was ransacked.
警官，请帮助我，我不知道该怎么办。我刚回到家就发现家已经被抢劫了，所有的东西都被偷走了。
Do you speak English?
我只会讲中文。我们全家刚到美国2个多月，我们。
Hold on. Do you have a friend that speaks English? I need English.
No, English. 我只会讲中文。我失去了我所有的重要的文件和财产，连我母亲给我的首饰都没有。
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Captain Carlson, this is Officer Johnson down at the front desk. I have a woman here that's speaking some foreign language, probably Chinese or Korean, but she doesn't speak a word of English. Anyway, no, she doesn't appear to be in any immediate danger. Okay, yeah, I'll deal with it. Right. Spring English speaker. All right.
Police services are vital to all people in this country, not just those who speak English. In this case, the officer tried to work with Mrs. Yi, but he couldn't communicate with her. Ultimately, he denied her a service and may have violated Title VI. Let's take a look at how this scenario could have played out had proper LEP guidelines been in place at the police station.
No.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, Captain Carlson, Officer Johnson down here. I have a woman that doesn't speak a word of English. She picked the Mandarin I Speak card. Is Officer Wang around to translate? He's not up there. Okay, no, I'll use the phone company's translation service. Yeah, our police department has a contract with them.
Language line, how can I help you?
Yeah, I have a woman here that I believe speaks Mandarin Chinese. I'm going to put her on the line.
Just a moment, please. 好的，女士，我会向警官解释你的情况，他会帮助你的。让我和他通话。
我需要警官的帮助，我的家被抢劫了，所有的东西都被抢光了，我的钱和我的首饰，我只离家了一会儿。
他通电话。Officer, this woman says her house has been robbed. Sounds pretty serious.
Let's look at what went right this time. First, the officer was able to look at the police station's LEP guidelines, posted right at his place of work. Also, the officer was familiar with the community he serves. In this instance, the police department serves a large Chinese population, so it had hired a Chinese-speaking staff member. But when that staff member wasn't present, Officer Johnson knew he had a plan B. He could call his telephone company's translation service because he knew that the police department had a contract with them. And finally, the police station had vital documents translated into the woman's language.
All right.
The way agencies plan to handle people with limited English proficiency depends on 4 factors. 1. The number or proportion of people with limited English proficiency served in the service population. 2. The frequency with which the LEP individuals come in contact with the program. 3. The importance of the service provided by the program. And 4. The resources available to the participant. Each entity that receives federal financial assistance should apply this four-factor analysis to its program and figure out what it needs to do to serve LEP individuals. Agencies will decide which of their important documents need to be translated. It is the role of the federal government to enforce Title VI. Applicants for federal funds should be prepared for a possible pre-award or post-award review to determine whether Title VI problems exist. But most importantly, any recipient of federal funds must act as its own watchdog, carefully monitoring for possible violations.